The world watched with bated breath as a crisis of monumental proportions unfolded before their eyes. The epicenter of this unfolding drama was the West Philippine Sea, a region fraught with tension and historical disputes. On September 23, 2025, a staggering 24 Chinese vessels encircled Ayungin Shoal, a strategic and symbolic location. This was not merely a show of force, it was a calculated maneuver, a physical manifestation of Beijing's long-standing and contested territorial claims. The ships formed a menacing cordon, their mission unmistakable: to isolate, intimidate, and assert dominance over the contested waters. For the Filipino forces stationed in these waters, it was a stark and daily reminder of their precarious position, a testament to their resilience and determination. The sea had transformed into a front line, a theater of psychological and physical warfare designed to overwhelm and unsettle. The message from the Chinese vessels was unambiguous. This area is ours, a bold assertion of sovereignty that reverberated across the region. As the world held its breath, the Philippines found itself facing the dragon at its doorstep, a formidable adversary with vast resources and ambitions. This confrontation was more than a mere territorial dispute. It was a critical test of international law, a challenge to regional stability, and a question of global order. The swarm of ships was not just a show of strength, it was a statement of intent, a declaration of escalation that could alter the balance of power in the Indo-Pacific. Yet, the Filipino people, resilient and steadfast, stood their ground, defending their homeland with unwavering courage on the open sea. The stage was set for a confrontation that would not only define the future of the Indo-Pacific, but also test the resolve of nations committed to peace and stability. The world watched, waiting to see how this high-stakes drama would unfold, knowing that the outcome could reshape the geopolitical landscape for years to come. At the heart of the South China Sea standoff lies the BRP Sierra Madre, a ship that has become much more than just a vessel stranded on a remote shoal. It is a symbol of national pride, a frontline outpost, and a daily reminder of the Philippines' determination to defend its territory against overwhelming odds. Once a proud landing ship, the Sierra Madre is now a rusted relic, battered by the relentless sea and sun. Its corroded hull and weathered decks tell the story of years spent exposed to the elements but also of resilience. Despite its decaying state, the ship has been transformed into a makeshift military outpost, manned by a small, dedicated group of Filipino Marines. Grounded deliberately on Ayungin Shoal in 1999, the Sierra Madre was never meant to be a permanent fixture. Yet, over 2 decades later, it remains steadfast, a silent guardian on the edge of Philippine waters. Its presence is a constant assertion of the country's claim to this contested region, a physical marker that cannot be ignored. For the Marines stationed here, life is a daily test of endurance, discipline, and patriotism. Cut off from the comforts of home, they face isolation, harsh weather, and the ever-present threat of confrontation. Their days are filled with routine maintenance, patrols, and the simple act of surviving in a place where supplies are scarce and morale can be hard to maintain. Marooned in a sea of geopolitical hostility, these Marines depend on precarious resupply missions for food, water, and essentials. Each delivery is a lifeline, but also a risk, as supply boats must navigate treacherous waters and the watchful eyes of foreign vessels. The ship's decay is a constant battle. Every day the Marines fight rust, leaks, and the slow encroachment of the sea. But perhaps the greatest challenge is psychological. The weight of isolation, the uncertainty of what each day will bring, and the knowledge that they are always being watched. Chinese vessels often circle the Sierra Madre, their imposing presence a daily reminder of the ongoing dispute. The hum of their engines and the sight of their crews watching from a distance create a tense atmosphere, where any misstep could escalate into conflict. Resupply missions have become dangerous flashpoints, moments when the Philippines must assert its right to be there. Each successful delivery is a small victory, a demonstration of resolve in the face of intimidation. Filipino crews must skillfully navigate a gauntlet of Chinese ships, weaving through blockades and shadowing maneuvers. It's a nerve-wracking game of cat and mouse, where courage and composure are tested with every journey. The Marines' unwavering courage and determination anchor the Philippines' claim to Ayungin Shoal. Their presence sends a clear message: this is our territory, and we will defend it, no matter the odds. Their lonely vigil, day after day, is a powerful symbol of national resolve. Against isolation, decay, and intimidation, these Marines stand firm, a living testament to the spirit of a nation that refuses to be moved or intimidated, no matter how great the challenge. China's strategy at Ayungin Shoal is a masterclass in gray zone tactics. These tactics are a sophisticated blend of military and non-military measures, carefully calibrated to achieve strategic objectives without crossing the threshold into open conflict. By maintaining a constant presence in these contested waters, China asserts its claims while avoiding direct military engagement. These actions fall below the threshold of war, designed to intimidate without triggering a military response. The standoff is a calculated move, creating a tense atmosphere where the threat of escalation looms, yet remains just out of reach. This approach allows China to exert pressure while keeping international backlash at bay. Beijing's campaign targets Filipino vessels with relentless pressure. The constant shadowing and blocking of supply boats are not just acts of intimidation, but also a demonstration of China's resolve to assert its dominance in the region. This persistent pressure is a daily reality for Filipino sailors, who must navigate these waters under the watchful eyes of Chinese ships. Water cannons from Chinese Coast Guard vessels damage and intimidate. These aggressive actions serve as a stark reminder of the power imbalance at play, with larger, more powerful ships using non-lethal force to assert control. The use of water cannons is a clear message. China is willing to use forceful measures to maintain its claims. Dangerous maneuvers at sea risk collision, creating constant tension. These close-quarter tactics are not just risky, but also a deliberate strategy to keep the pressure on, forcing Filipino vessels to constantly be on high alert. The potential for accidents is high, adding another layer of stress to an already volatile situation. The psychological effect on Filipino crews is immense, operating under stress. The constant threat of confrontation takes a toll on the mental well-being of these sailors, who must remain vigilant and composed in the face of overwhelming odds. The stress of these operations is a silent weapon, wearing down the resolve of those who stand in opposition. Harassment extends to the air, with military-grade lasers and low-altitude flybys. These aerial tactics are designed to intimidate and disorient, adding another dimension to the multifaceted campaign of intimidation. The use of lasers and low-flying aircraft is a clear demonstration of China's technological capabilities and its willingness to use them to assert dominance. China's message is one of total control, aiming to win without fighting. By maintaining a strong presence and employing a range of tactics, China seeks to establish its authority in the region without resorting to open conflict. This strategy of intimidation and psychological warfare is a testament to China's long-term vision for regional dominance. The Philippines stands on international law, not historical narratives. Under UNCLOS, Ayungin Shoal is within the Philippines' EEZ. The 2016 arbitral tribunal ruling invalidated China's expansive claims. Despite the ruling, Beijing rejects it, escalating its tactics. The standoff is a clash between a rules-based order and might makes right. The Philippines adopts radical transparency against China's aggression. Under President Marcos Jr., Manila documents and publicizes every incident. The strategy of light transforms the narrative into a clear case of bullying. The Philippine Coast Guard captures every act of harassment on video. This transparency galvanizes domestic support and internationalizes the conflict. The strategy is asymmetric warfare, leveraging information against physical force. By weaponizing truth, Manila finds a powerful voice on the world stage. Manila's transparency strategy rallies international partners. The U.S. reaffirms its defense treaty, deterring Chinese escalation. Military cooperation between the U.S. and the Philippines intensifies. Japan, Australia, and others join in defense partnerships. This coalition sends a unified message: the international community will not stand by. The standoff carries a devastating human and environmental cost. Filipino fishermen face harassment, losing their livelihood. The conflict hinders the Philippines' energy security and economic progress. China's island building destroys marine ecosystems, causing ecological catastrophe. The Philippines embraces a new assertive stance. This resolve is about defending sovereignty, not seeking conflict. Manila strengthens alliances and champions the 2016 arbitral award. The government's message is one of resilience and determination. The future of the region hangs in the balance. The Philippines bets on truth and alliances against a superpower. By publicizing aggression, Manila wins the narrative battle. Multilateral support provides a crucial security backstop. The forces against the Philippines remain immense, but the contest is a test of wills. The defining question: can a smaller nation protect its sovereignty against a giant?